Like in the past, I would make task lists and it might not get done, but I felt accomplished because I made a list. A lot of times, within 3 minutes of waking up, we lose the day. And that's not the day disappears, it's the internal battle that we lose. Hey, welcome back to Uncivilized Rebirth. You are my mission. And today I want to talk about two things that have helped transform my life and my days. And basically, my days are my life. So that's how it's been transformed. And I'm going to share that with you. So, what I needed was a way to stay focused and a way to win the day because I've had a lot of brain injuries in my life. When I was 5, I had my first concussion. When I was 21 years old, I got clocked in the head with a skateboard, sent me to the ER. When I was 22, I was in an IED blast. And I was around a lot of other concussive events. And so that left me with an inability to focus. Also, I had a disease, transverse myelitis, and I had 9 dead spots in my brain when the doctor showed me on the MRI. I was like, stop finding stuff wrong with me. That was about 10 years ago. I was like, how do I stay focused? Because like I was like a butterfly. I'd get up and I'd do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and like could hardly sit there and do one thing and accomplish tasks throughout the day. So here's something that I developed about a year and a half ago after I went through a spiritual awakening. And the best way I can describe it was enlightenment because I had this huge window open into my internal world, to energy and the way the brain works and many other things. And I've been greatly criticized for that, but it's the truth. And so here's what I came up with and what has helped me so much is when I wake up, I imagine the inside of my brain as this empty cavern and I'm looking at it. And it's like basically like this is just a huge space to work with. And what that is doing, it's me looking at the brain and seeing it before it starts thinking about everything that happened yesterday, everything that I need to do today, my successes, my failures, what I've watched, and just randomly popping up windows. And that's like a metaphor for a computer. But when I first thing in the morning deliberately imagine the inside of my brain, I'm controlling the energy that's going to my brain and I'm setting the precedence of who operates the brain. Is it going to operate itself or am I going to operate it? The very next thing I do is I imagine the inside of my lungs are empty and then I breathe very, very deep and I imagine my lungs filling up with air. Because basically, this is the go juice for our body. If we don't breathe, we don't live. That's just the way it is. So I imagine my lungs are empty and I'm filling them up. I'm like, oh, here's the go juice for the day. So I'm setting the precedence of like what's in charge. And then if you think about this a little further, when you consistently do this, you start thinking, wait, what's doing the looking? What's doing the thinking? Because the brain's doing the thinking and your consciousness is doing the looking. And when you get that separation, the whole world changes tremendously. Just try it. It won't hurt anything. It takes just a few minutes when you wake up. And it has, for me, changed my brain from waking up to it going wild and jumping around doing stuff to waking up and being in charge of my brain. Try it. It's free, like absolutely free. All it takes is focus and awareness. Now, the next thing I do to plan my days and have successful days is first off, I write all my tasks down for the day. Cool. But the big issue there is actually doing the tasks. Like in the past, I would make task lists and it might not get done, but I felt accomplished because I made a list. But what's a list without getting it done? So I started visualizing. I would write the list out and then I would visualize myself doing everything, and that kind of helped. And in other videos, I talked about identity when you look at memories. So what I came up with, I was like, wait a second. What if when I visualize my day, as in like mentally, it's like when you read a book, you start seeing the pictures pop up in your mind. Well, that's what I do with my tasks. If like, okay, I need to work on this leather project. I do leather projects. I will imagine the process of cutting everything out, sewing it all together, and completing it. And now I have a memory of completing that task. Then what I do is I take it a step further and I imagine that I am about 90 years old and I'm remembering way, way in the past and remembering all of the things I did on this day. So I go through, visualize everything, but I'm identifying this day as it's already done and it's way in the past. And here's what's really cool. Like I also put this metadata in there, if you want to call it that, because it's information that's going to be tagged along with that memory. I imagine that no matter how tired I am or what's going on or what's happening, that I get it done no matter what. And most of the time, like it works. Like it makes tasks far easier because now my subconscious is like operating out of time almost, because it's like it sees this memory of all this stuff being done that hasn't been done, but it knows it gets done. So then when I sit down to do the task, it makes it so much easier of like, oh wait, I've already seen the completion of this. I've already seen doing the process. I've already seen all the details I did, and I already felt how good it feels to accomplish this. And it takes, I don't know, 2, 3 minutes to just sit there, visualize your day, and imagine it's in the past. So it's a weird way of connecting the future and the past and using your memory and going in there and tinkering with it some. But it really does change your attitude when you're doing something, because your mind is like, I've already done this. This has already gotten done. So now I'm just doing it. It's it's a weird dynamic, but try it. It won't hurt anything. What do you have to lose? A little imagination, a little trial and error, you know? But for me, this has helped me dominate my days. So it's like I usually have 4 main tasks or 5 main tasks to the day, which are these projects I'm working on. But then I go through and I imagine the details of that portion of the project and then imagine what it looks like when it's done. And then I timestamp it as it being like 30 years ago. And then when I do it, it's just like, oh, I'm just doing something that's already been done. Okay, so I'm beating a dead horse now. Um, the precedence of your brain, your lungs, looking at the inside of your brain, imagine it blank when you wake up. Then imagine your lungs empty and filling them up. First thing in the morning, it really sets the priority of what's running the show. Is it your thoughts, your memory, your imagination, or is it you, your awareness, your consciousness running it? And then with your tasks, instead of just making a list, visualize it and then see those images and go through and play all that out getting done and timestamp it like it was done years ago. Try it. See, like, it has changed me tremendously in my accomplishing tasks for the day. But here's the cool thing: each day is like a brick in a building. And if you put marshmallows to build a building and just random junk, that building's not going to be solid. But each day, when it is filled with solid tasks that are completed on projects, it makes for a more stable life, because your life is an accumulation in the past of what you've done or what you have done, you can see accomplished around you, how you are internally and where you're at, and then what you're going to do in the future. So it's comprised of what's already happened, what's right now, what's going to happen. And to keep building a solid life, you have to have those days that are solid. And to build those solid days, you have to be very, very purposeful. Okay, I'm in the video now. Roadhouse, spiritual strong.